Hoi, hoi. Okay. Let's see. Uh, testing, 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 testing. One, 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 and two. Oh shoot! All right, we are we are about to get started. I don't know how long this is gonna last before things go bad, but this is test number 3. This is also the very first drawing the iinnky way. It is April 28th, 2024. Grab me some thing to eat. A snack donut. Oh, so this is going to be the official test to see if this runs the way I want it to run. The problem that I've been having is I don't know how to make the dang thing go HD. So if I ever want to play video games, I don't know how to make it go HD. It's just showing 720p, but I don't know if it's like old Twitch where you have to have a certain amount of followers or whatever. I don't know the situation, but I changed all my settings in my streaming program. Hold on, chat. You're gonna hear me play the microwave, making a donut. But yeah, I'm trying to figure this out. Because what I want to do is I want to do my art streams more often on here because, you know, this is where it's going to end up anyways. And I like to do art streams on both, but I'd like to do more of like an official weekly show that's not that long. It just covers things that I want to cover as far as like how I draw and stuff. And this will be where I do it at if it works correctly. Grab my donuts. I said I wasn't going to eat these anymore, but they are so good. In any case, so I made my whole layout and all that good stuff. So we can see how it goes. But you guys have seen my setup already. In any case, so give me a second. I don't know if I could play music. Oh, I don't know how strict they are with music on YouTube, but I gotta have like music playing in the background when I'm doing shit. It's loud in my headset, but it's not loud. So I don't know. But good morning, everyone. Welcome in. I am overloading my body with sugar right now. But yeah. Like, get done eating my breakfast. We can get started. Today we are going to be working on body style number 3. The idea is that I don't want to make these long. I want to kind of keep them short. So You know, that's the general idea. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Things never seem to go the way they're supposed to. I also need to find a way to freaking see my chat. So there's also that. I think I can pop the chat out on the YouTube page. So I can see it. But I'm not sure. I think I did it before. Oh, you can. See? Easy peasy. See if we can make this work in my favor. In any case, how are we all doing today? Hopefully good. All right. Now that I'm over sugared, let's freaking get started. Again, I'll be working on body style number 3. The entire idea of this whole thing is to see, this whole stream is to see how my stream holds up. I've never really streamed on YouTube, and I haven't streamed for long periods of time. So when I stream on Twitch, my internet tends to fluctuate. So I usually get dropped frames, shit like that, and it annoys me. Never been able to figure out a way to get it to stop, so I don't know. But yeah. Okay. In any case, that's what we're going to be working on today. If you have any questions, future people, please type them in the comments. If there's anything you would like to see me draw, because all I'm basically doing right now is working on body style number 3. Body style number 3. Let me explain to you what all this is about in the first place. First off, I have a drawing style. Of course, like any artist, I've been working on it forever. And in my development, I came up with the concept of having 5 different body styles for men, 4 different body styles for women that will help me draw them whenever I need to. These body styles can be interchangeable and all of that stuff to make more body styles, but there are 5 core body styles in which I draw my men to get the desired effect that I want. That means if I'm drawing robots, monsters, whatever it takes, I have 5 different body styles. This happens to be body style number 3, the Hulk body style, my favorite body style. It is the body style that is overly exaggerated, overly muscular, the Hulk. It's the most fun to play with, but what I do is I make these things called test sheets to not only practice these body styles, but catalog them so that if I ever need to reference, I can reference. All it is just poses and a brief turnaround on how it should look roughly. Of course, the turnaround isn't anatomically correct, but it helps me remember how I can rapidly draw. It's more or less broken down into the shapes that I find familiar rather than it being anatomically correct. So with that being said, I was working on these the other day on Twitch, and now I started working on this one about, I don't know, 30 minutes ago. So I'm gonna work on this. What's gonna end up happening, or what you're gonna end up seeing, is I'll be drawing and then I'll just immediately jump to another design or something like that if I get bored. So if you see me just kind of like switch and just start drawing something new, it is definitely a process that I try to practice where that's the whole point of me practicing in the first place, is so that if I get bored or if whatever I'm working on doesn't seem to come out the way that I want it, I don't have to force myself to keep doing it. You simply just stop and go draw something else. You can always come back and work on it later or whatever, but when I do it, I always do this with the idea that I may just start drawing something else, and that is fine. It is a very good practice to have, and it will help you not get so attached to your drawing. The last thing you want to do is get super attached to what you're drawing, because it is just a drawing. You should be able to fall in and out of love, like whatever with it, and be able to draw something else at a moment's notice. What up? What up? Welcome to the stream, man. No, I didn't stream yesterday. I just didn't feel like streaming, so you didn't miss anything. I did not stream yesterday. I was messing around with overlays and just chilling. I kept thinking about going live, but I don't know, man. I just didn't. But no, you didn't miss it. You did not miss it yesterday. I was going to play Stellar Blade, and that's why I didn't stream, because I started watching other people play Stellar Blade, and I just kind of like sat there and was like, you know what? I'm just gonna watch other people stream. It is a bad streamer move, but I totally did it. And yeah, you didn't miss anything yesterday. Welcome in, good sir. How's the audio? How's the picture? Hopefully everything is good. This is my final test. Hopefully, see if this will run. I want to do shorter streams on YouTube, but the idea behind this is to see if I can get a better quality video from YouTube. The videos on Twitch are fine, but I want your videos to survive longer on YouTube. So I want to practice like doing a stream a week. But yeah. Yeah. A bunch of these lines are backwards. Oh my goodness. How you doing, man? How's your weekend going? Hopefully good. If not, hopefully it's getting better, or it will be getting better. Like my weekend feels like it's over too fast. So I'll go back to work tomorrow. Well, ironically, I didn't. What's funny is I go back to work tomorrow, and I know I didn't do anything because I didn't try to do anything. I never do anything, but I feel like aside from me streaming, I haven't accomplished shit this weekend. All right, I don't know what I want to do with this hand is what I'm fighting with. So I know I want it to be kind of like I don't know if I want a fist or not, because I do fists too often. Again, I don't necessarily have to do anything with the hand, but, you know. The fist is just kind of like, it's like the go-to thing for a pose like this, but I'm like, man. I don't know, whatever the position, the way the hand is facing, it will be hard to see the other fingers anyways, so there's that. But I'm thinking the fist is gonna be the go-to thing. So even though I'm gonna fight it, I'm gonna end up having to draw it anyways. I had someone come in yesterday. Oh, well, that's nice. So he had to go leave in the middle of the appointment. So you're gonna have him come back again. See that, like, all this stuff that it's funny when I hear you like talk about like the stuff that you go through at the shop, because I'm like, oh my god, I remember all of this shit when I was learning. I'm just like, oh my god, it used to drive me freaking crazy. It was all the things that I hated the most about being a shop tattoo artist. You know what I mean? Like the beginning shop tattoo artist, where it was like you can't really complain and you can't really, like you just. It's not that it's a bad thing. It's just the inconveniences that you have to get used to because it's a part of the job. You know what I mean? But oh, it used to drive me nuts. And you would try to filter out as many as you could by pre-warning people, but man, you know how people are. It's all right though. You're gonna be great. You're gonna be great. So remember, when you become big and famous, remember who was there cheering you on. Probably run into each other at a convention. 'Cause once I'm actually like locked in, and I'm finally like settled, and I'm just like, fuck it, I'm gonna do tattooing. It's a wrap. Because I will have put in every bit of like time I need to put in for like practice or whatever, and I'm just going. I'm just gonna go in. Yeah, you're a good tattoo artist, man. That's a good thing. Like most people would have just been like, just give me a minute. I'm almost finished. You know what I mean? That's good. That's good. Keep that same energy. It's tough, but yeah, man. Just that's the shit that your clients remember. You know what I mean? You'll see tattoo artists that just won't, you know what I mean? They won't settle or they won't compromise. And they lose a lot of clients. Yeah. I'm just happy you still have that upbeat personality about it, because there will definitely come a time where you will feel like why, and it's gonna make you feel some type of way, and you're gonna have to. That's when you're gonna have to hold it together and be strong, because sometimes you be just like fuck this shit. And that's gonna be your test right there when those times happen, and they will. You have to hold strong, man. It's gonna be when the clients ain't flowing and the tattoos ain't popping the way you like, and you know what I mean. You are gonna feel like you destined for so much greater, but everything is missing you. Just remember, everybody's been through it. You'll get through it. Yeah, don't let that emotion get the best of you. And it really can. You go through some shit, and like I've been there, where you just want to go do some really drastic shit in the moment. You know what I mean? Because it's rough, but nah, bruh. Just step away for a minute and think about what can be. Trust me, I done been in some tough situations tattooing. But the thing is about tattooing that you always have to understand is it will always bounce back, and you will always go up in price, never down. You will never make less money. As long as you keep doing what you're doing, you will always go up in price. Always. The only way you will go down in price is if you literally make yourself go down. Like you just be like, I'm going to lower my prices, which obviously shouldn't be something that you know, a discount is something different than like literally lowering your prices. If you ever get to a situation where you feel like you got to lower your prices to survive, you need to move to a different area, which is what you're going to end up becoming at a certain point for a bit. You're going to be nomadic. You won't have to move to a different area, but you will be traveling. You will start to develop traveling over the weekends and stuff like that. You're going to start building you're going to start building your portable setup and all that stuff. If you haven't already, you will. You'll get to a point where you're going to be like, I need something portable, because I built several portable setups before I actually stopped doing it and realized I don't go anywhere. I don't like traveling. I've been places, right? And I've done the trips out of overseas and all that stuff, and I realized I don't like being outside of the U.S. I barely like being outside of my state. I'm not the travel type. You know what I mean? But I did it because, you know, I felt like, oh, well, everybody's doing it. I might as well do it too, to see what it's like. Yep, saw it, didn't like it. Yeah. But it is something you have to experience, just like being in shitty situations in tattoo shops and all that. It's a part of the growth. You've never been through it. You never, you know, so like, you trust me, when you start telling people your story, you're going to start thinking about all the things you survived through, and you're going to be like, damn, I survived through a lot. What's up, D2K? Why am I on YouTube? That's what you care about? To answer your question, I'm still streaming on Twitch. Don't worry. I'm branching out. And the idea of me streaming on YouTube is to see if I can get a better quality video stream on Twitch. Because I mean, like, if I do gaming or anything like that, and I can get 4K or 1080p on YouTube, then I would probably split it up. The other thing is I want to see how it works. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm not going anywhere. But yeah, everybody that is an artist on Twitch has a YouTube, but I've never streamed live on YouTube. And I can do shorter, more focused streams on YouTube. It's not going to be a Twitch type stream where I stay on for a long time and I bullshit or whatever. I want these streams to be more focused on exactly what I'm doing. Yeah, I still want to talk and hang out, but like, you know, 2-hour streams going over what I'm working on, which happens to be like body style number 3 right now. It's going to be a chronicle of future things to come. So yeah. Well, this is a smooth 1080p 60. See, I didn't know it was at 1080p. The last time I streamed on YouTube, it was 720p. I'm trying to see if I 1080p. You know what I mean? And Twitch, I can do 1080p, but the problem is like, I don't know if it's the encoder or whatever, but like it drops frames. It won't. It's not my internet, because I have fast internet. But every now and again, Twitch will just kind of like fucking shit the bed, and I'll drop frames, and that shit annoys me, because I'm like trying to find a way to drop no frames and get good quality. But I also want to do, again, drawing the inky way is something I've always talked about. I want to use this platform to do actual, like, lessons, or what, not really lessons, but like, hey, somebody wants to, like, Rasta Man is a tattoo artist. You know, and I know we talk about tattooing and stuff a lot, but I would like to make videos sharing my skills with other tattoo artists, or my process with other tattoo artists, you know, and stuff like that. With Twitch, you can't really, you can do it live, but I want it to be somewhere where it will last forever, you know, or longer than Twitch. No one really watches a lot of the reruns on Twitch. Plus, the reruns on Twitch, they're kind of a mess. It's kind of a mess. Anyways, I'm just trying it out. I will still be streaming on Twitch, so that's not going anywhere. Plus, if I ever hop on and I just don't want to talk, I don't really have to. That's the great, beautiful thing about streaming a new platform, because you can kind of build the standard for how you want to handle stuff. Yeah, I need to do more. No, did I show you the other stuff? I know I showed you the stuff I was working on, right? I did. Where is it? Where are we at with the Adorable Nightmare stuff? I did a few more characters. I'm at 36 characters now. I need 50 before I actually start really, like, it's project time. But I also colored a couple more, which actually made me excited because I don't like fucking color, and I colored a few more. I colored these three. I colored this guy, I colored this guy, and I colored this girl. Or this is a girl too. I don't know if I showed you those. I did it on stream, but you know. But I haven't really had any ideas for Adorable Nightmares that have jumped out at me. But it's only because I'm trying to find something to wrap my head around to get me busy drawing. And the thing with Adorable Nightmares is it's not a drawing project. And because I'm not ready to do the 3D modeling stuff for obvious reasons, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. It's hard for me to allot time to do that when I have to be doing stuff that's going to be productive, I guess. I'm still trying to push myself to be, like, motivated to do 3D modeling, because that is going to be a very time-consuming venture. I'm either going to need to really set down time to do it, or I'm going to have to find someone that can do it for me quickly. And the thing is, I don't want to have to hire someone to design or to 3D model them. But if need be, it's the project is still going, so it doesn't really matter. I'm just kind of trying to not have to do that, but you know, it might actually go that way. But that's why I haven't been doing anything with Adorable Nightmares. So these are all just body styles, guys. These aren't supposed to be characters or anything. It's literally just body style number 3, and it's just a series of poses that will help explain or emphasize what I mean by what body style I'm doing. Because, you know, you have to have a lot of examples. You can't, you know, you can use just one, but it's always better to have multiple examples of what you're talking about. Because sometimes peeps have a hard time understanding. And explanations mean a lot. Plus, when you go to research or you go back to um, reference your own stuff, it is definitely good to have multiple drawings of what you're doing so you can capture it from multiple angles. Because not having that can tend to be problematic because you will not know exactly what you were shooting for when you were drawing it. A lot of me wants to put like really like I want to do noses and faces on these characters or whatever. But at the time, at the present time, I'm just kind of like I don't really need that. I don't want to make this a character. You know what I mean? But I might change my mind later. Right now, I just want it to be bodies. It just depends on when I decide what I want to do with it, how much it will impact or not. Whereas 2-in-1 body style, I haven't started on it yet. I did body style number 3 because I was feeling like drawing body style number 3. And then I'll do 2-in-1 and 4 and 5. You know, if there's anything you know about me, the one thing you should know about me is I do things in the order in which I feel like doing them. And I felt like drawing body style number 4 or number 3, and the reason why I ended up just doing it is because when you feel like drawing something, you have more fun drawing it. If I was like, I want to draw body style number 3, but I gotta do 2-in-1 first, then I'll just kind of like half-ass it. Plus, at the present time, I don't know what sparked me wanting to do a revamp of the way I draw my body style. I think I was looking at my old test sheets. I think I was looking at my old Juggernaut test sheets, and I was like, fuck, man, I don't draw like this anymore. It's like, I draw different. Yes, it's the same, but it's not the same. And I'm like, I haven't updated this in a long time. I'm like, the last thing that I updated was the females, the way I draw females, because, you know, the book. It's also how I ended up starting to make a book because I started updating the way I drew. And then I was like, you know, I should probably just make this into a book so that I don't have to, you know, go over it every time somebody asks me about it. But of course, as always, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. But body style number 2 is just the normal superhero body style. Superman, Batman, you know, Aquaman, I don't know, whatever's regular, normal superhero with muscles you can think of. Body style number 3 is the Hulk body style, which is the body style I like the most because it is the most attentive to creativity, I guess you could say. You tend to do a lot more crazy stuff with this body style because it is just a simple mass of muscle. Where's the freaking neck? What neck? Oh, you're one of those anatomically correct guys. Well, the neck is there. It's a Hulk. When have you ever seen Hulk with a neck? When have you seen Hulk with a neck? Plus, remember, when you're exaggerating, you lose anatomy. It's not meant to be, always remember when you're making your own style or whenever, well, or when you're paying attention to my style, is don't think about it as anatomically correct. I'm not drawing anatomy. I'm drawing my style, which means it will be anatomy. And since I've already proven that I can draw anatomy, I just kind of draw it however I want and make myself happy, so that when people are like, you can't draw, I can actually pull out all the tons of drawings I've done of actual perfect anatomy and be like, well, you can go ahead and do that. Drawing not so perfect anatomy is fun. One of the things that I always do when I draw body style number 3, even when I do the turnaround, is they have very small heads. The heads are noticeably smaller to make the body bigger, and of course their neck muscles are literally just huge. Their traps are huge. When you draw the muscular ones, it's the same thing when I draw overly obese guys. When I draw overly obese guys, their head is smaller to, of course, make their body bigger. It's a comic book trait. Plus, it also makes the image not look so boring, because a lot of times people will wonder why their images look boring and stiff. Is because you don't put any exaggeration on the stuff that you draw, and you draw it as anatomical as possible. And real human anatomy is boring when you're drawing stylized stuff. If I were to draw a monster and made it look anatomically correct, it wouldn't really look like a monster. It would just look like an ugly human wearing a costume. It's the exaggeration that you put into your characters, and the way and the expressions that you give them, that give them the personality that, you know, portrays what you want people to see. That's why I'm always like, it's drawing the inky way. For those in the future that may be watching this video, please understand that this is not anatomically correct, which is obvious. It is not meant to be anatomically correct. It is meant to be, it is clearly meant to show you how Ink One draws his stuff. You like what I draw? This is how I go about practicing and getting better at what I draw. I don't know what I want to do with the backhand, but the backhand is not the way that I want it to be. But again, I'm not really focusing a lot on the accuracy, I guess. Yeah, that's the goal. The goal is to have your own style and make it work for you. You want people to copy your style, or refer to it as your style. And you never will have your own style if you're just doing regular anatomy. I mean, there are people that do really good realism, like, and they kill it, but I don't like realism. I will try my hardest to fight doing realism, because it's just reality. More or less like drawing portraits, and that's not fun for me. There are people that can do it, and they love being the tediousness. They love the tedious and the slow mundane process of it. I can't. I don't know about this leg. I feel like it should be bigger. kind of like that. Again, this is the pose. This is the pose or the angle of the leg that my son cannot draw. We have made so many memes based on the fact that he can't do this superhero pose or this, the way you see how this leg protrudes out. It's something that he cannot do. He just does not know how to draw it. I don't know why, but he can't. Well, the thing is people that say people that say if you're not doing this, you're not a real artist, are trying to they're trying to make themselves seem like more of an artist than someone else. When if you're drawing what you feel, you're on the same level as anybody else. It doesn't necessarily matter if it's super awesome good or whatever. Everybody's art is different in the eye of the beholder, and the beholder, if the beholder is you can say whatever it is you want, right? But the reality of it is, if we were all supposed to draw alike, we would all have one class, we would all be taught one thing, it would be undeniable, but it is not. There are too many different styles, there are too many different ways of thinking. The reason for that is because people aren't meant to do everything the same. The whole entire process of learning is so that you can make your own mark in the art world. If you're just learning to draw like somebody else, like that's pointless. And a lot of people will go into art looking at other people's artwork, which is fine, but they don't look at it to help develop their own stuff. They look at it to try to be that person, or try to take a part of that person's shine, so to speak. Like for example, when I first started learning how to draw, my favorite artist, everybody knows my favorite artist, Joe Madureira, I wanted to be him. I literally wanted to draw what he drew. I wanted to be him, which is why it took me so long to even get where I needed to be, because I couldn't wrap my head around the fact that I'm never going to be that. And that's not a bad thing. It's different when you feel like if you can't do something that you're a failure, and it's like maybe you're not meant to do that something. And that's why you're struggling so hard with it. If you try to draw Loomis style and Loomis's style doesn't work, it doesn't mean that you're a bad artist. It means that style doesn't work for you. If no one's style seems to work for you, create your own. And that is the thing, is like people just, they don't want to do that. They just feel like if they can't do what they see, or they can't be what they've imagined somebody else to be, like if you see somebody and you think they're great and you can't be great like them, you're a failure. And that's just not true. You are not meant to be like someone else. And I had nobody there to tell me that when I was learning. Because back when I was learning, back in my day, like the internet didn't exist. You didn't have all that stuff. You know what I mean? So library, friends, teachers, magazines, comics, those are the only sources you had. And then you had a couple books that would come out. And the thing with books is, when you buy a book, the book is teaching you that person's way, or that the whole entire idea behind the book is to give you a glimpse into how that person or those people do the thing. Like drawing the Marvel way was literally like, all right, this is how the Marvel company goes about drawing their superheroes. This is a technique. It's like Disney. You know what I mean? But Disney isn't the way you draw. It is a way. It is a known style that people tend to like to copy or borrow from. But regardless, the more you try to draw or do like somebody else, the more you lose yourself. It's the same thing as when people are like, I want to learn how to draw anime women, or I want to learn how to draw anime style. It is a style. You should be trying to create your own style, not trying to fall in line with someone else's style. It's good to practice it. Nothing wrong with practicing it. But when a practice becomes an obsession and you stop caring about actually becoming the individual, it becomes a problem. You know what I mean? Like if you, and a lot of people will say, I want to learn how to draw something because they feel like it's the fastest way for them to get into the revenue pool. Same thing happens with tattooing. People want to learn a style and they stick to that style because it's safe. I know if I keep doing this, I can make money, but you will never make the money that you see other people make. And looking at these people and looking at yourself, you never realize that they're not far from you. They just kept going and you stopped. You found a safe space and you hunkered down in it, where these people kept challenging that safe space. They kept challenging what was good to a point where they became famous. You know, you're not just fighting for clients and fighting for a spot. You're in a league where you don't have to compete anymore because you have no competition. You are separated now from the normal bunch of artists that do the normal bunch of shit. And that's what, and the funny thing is, like, people act as if they don't know that's what they're fighting for. So they never truly get there because they forget along the way, especially when you get a couple dollars, you know. You get a couple dollars and it's like, oh, this is where I'm going to be. It's the same thing as like people that are like, I want to get good enough and I want to go work for Blizzard. That is not a dream. Blizzard is a cool company to work for or whatever, regardless of whatever shit. Don't get caught up in the media stuff and don't get caught up in Reddit and all that. Stop getting caught up in what you hear other people bitching and complaining about. You know, the point being is, it's still a job. Whether it is a cool company or not, it's a job. Your goal shouldn't be to get so good that you can go work for a company. You're stifling your creativity. You mean to tell me you're going to work your ass off to get really good to go help somebody with their dream, to help build their empire? That's essentially what a lot of people do when they go to college. They go to college and they get their degree just so they can go find an hourly job and get stuck there and hate their job and spend a good portion of their life doing said thing, and then one day realize that they wasted their time. And it happens. But, you know, for me, I always keep in mind that if me drawing isn't fun, then why am I drawing? It's always going to be that way. If it's not fun, why am I doing it? There should be no reason why I'm struggling to do something if it's not fun. Which is why I don't do commissions, because commissions just aren't fun. They could be for some people. They're just not fun for me. But have I done them? Yes. I can't say they're not fun if I've never done them, but in my experience of doing them, I have come to realize that it is not for me. It is literally just not for me. People are the thing with people is people have no idea what they want. And not knowing what you want, or when the people not knowing what they want, is like the worst thing you can deal with. Well, there's worse things, but that is for me, it's like, oh my God. Oh, I just want to shoot myself in the foot. You know, it's like, oh, come on, you know, like, but it's something you have to try out, because you never know, you might be good at it. But for me, I couldn't get behind the do what people want you to do, because I can't stand when people don't know what they want. Or I can't stand when I have a really good idea, right? And my idea The person that came to me, my idea isn't what works for them. You know, I'm like, at the end of the day, it's what they want because they're the client. But if I express that this is going to be a good idea and you don't like it, I'm just kind of like, I don't think I'm the one to do the project because now I'm going to do it and I'm not going to be happy about it. And that's work. Of course, I'm going to do it. But once I'm done, I'm like, I don't think I'm ever going to do work for this person again because they're, you know, like, but with tattooing, it's different. Tattooing, it's like, bro, I mean, my mind works differently with tattooing. When it comes to tattooing, I just generally don't care. It's I can do a great job doing whatever stupid idea you want. Exactly. And the worst thing in the world is to take something you love to do and turn it into a job. You know what I mean? Like right now, I'm practicing drawing body styles, right? And it's just, these are styles that I've drawn before, but it doesn't necessarily matter because I'm practicing. I'm getting better and I'm chronicling what I'm doing. You know, it's all about, it's just all about the end, like the end goal. And the end goal is to pass on the knowledge. This is an easier way for me to pass on the knowledge while I'm learning. You know what I mean? Oh, maybe I could just. I was gonna kind of. Nah, I'm not gonna mess with the face. Let me turn this. I'll probably come back later and change that hand. Like I do that too. I'll draw something and then I'll come back later and be like, "Oh, I like this pose, but that hand doesn't work." You know, I'll change the hand, make it look a little bit more dynamic, stuff like that. Thinking I might have Chinese food today. I just all of a sudden had a craving for it. Either that or Hawaiian barbecue. So these will eventually serve a purpose at some point. I just don't know what purpose they're going to serve, but just like my test sheets, they all have a use. These will be posted eventually in my sub Discord, like the giant tapestries that will eventually have tons of different poses and stuff. All right, let's see. I'm just thinking about poses that I can do that will help me later on. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. Kind of want to do a standing It's always hard to emphasize how big I want. Like when you're drawing really big, muscular, monster-looking uh, enemies, it's always hard to emphasize just how big the enemy is. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. My bad. Whenever I start doing sketch, for the sake of doing sketch, uh, they wind up turning into composition. Yeah, see, that's a huge issue with a lot of things. I notice a lot of people do that. That's why I'm like, when you practice, you have to practice. No matter how much you want to turn it into a drawing, you have to make yourself stay in practice mode. Especially if you do it and then you like knock it out the park. The first thing you want to do is turn it into a piece of art. And you gotta remember, it's just practice. You can always go back and use that as a reference or something like that to create something cool later. But if you keep doing that, you won't learn as efficiently as you should. But a lot of people don't want to let a good opportunity fly by. Cause oh my God, I just nailed this and I knocked it out the park. I gotta be able to post this and show people. And like the getting out of the I gotta show people mode is tough for a lot of people. But it's something that you have to end up doing, because if you don't, you're just gonna end up constantly doing the same exact thing every time, and it's gonna end up doing is it's gonna end up making it harder for you to just sit down and have fun sketching. When you were telling me to start creating my own designs, is it still good to use reference? Of course, it's always good to use reference. Reference is a part of it. Absolutely. You don't never stop using reference. You're using reference to create something new. You don't just don't copy the reference. You know what I mean? Like if you're using the reference to learn how to draw a certain kind of flower, right? It's fine. But the general idea is not to just copy the flower. Like you're not making a collage, so to speak. You know what I mean? You referencing to see how, if you like a certain person's specific type of style, by all means, reference it. But what you don't want to do is draw the same picture, the same pose, just, instead of making it red, you make it blue. Yeah, I'm pretty sure a lot of people understand exactly what that means, but they don't really listen. When you're drawing and you're trying to create your own style of doing something, what you don't want to do is you don't want to rely on the reference. The reference is there to refer to, i.e. reference. You're referring to it to remember how you want to draw something, or how something is that how something is drawn that you like by somebody else or whatever, you know what I mean, or real life or however. That's why you're referring to it. It's kind of like a refresher for your memory. You know, there's a reason why you're referring to said piece, but a lot of people mistake copying for referencing. And when you get the two mixed up, it's very hard for someone to tell you that one is the other, because you don't want to hear that. You in your brain, what you're doing is the way it's supposed to be done. And I mean, it's your journey. At the end of the day, it's your journey. But you have to understand that when you put it out there for people to see, they're gonna call it for whatever it is. You know what I mean? They're gonna make their own assumptions about what it is, and a lot of times people don't want to hear that shit. But that's just kind of essentially what you're putting yourself into when you rely too heavily on the reference. When you watch people draw stuff like this and they draw it like it seems like it's free flowing, it's because it's generally because you've been drawing it a lot. And the other thing with me is that when you see me drawing stuff like this and it seems like I'm moving like it's all pre-planned, it's more or less like I'm in tune with the movements of my hands. And a lot of it is just scribbling. A lot of this is just scribbling that I don't really necessarily know what I want to do, so I just kind of scribble it in and then I figure it out later. Yeah, well, so this is the thing. Here's what I mean by don't rely heavily on the reference. The idea or the concept for this I use this as a reference because it's a perfect example of what I'm talking about. Devil on my shoulder is the concept. The normal idea that most people do is they do an angel on one shoulder and a devil on the other shoulder whispering into your ear. Because the idea is that the person is going to listen to the evil or the devil before they listen to the good person. And the good person or the good entity or whatever is trying to steer you in the right direction. Regardless, it's a simple design. This is what taking a simple idea or a simple concept looks like when you overdo it. Now it's a full sleeve. Something that is literally just two little tattoos on the side of your cheeks or the side of your neck or wherever becomes a full sleeve. It's how you take a simple concept and make it something more embellished. You know what I mean? It's the same concept, just different. Now, do you have to do that? No, you don't have to do that. I do it because I like doing big tattoos. So when I take a simple idea, uh, I like to expand on it to the point where it's like grandiose, gaudy. You know what I mean? Just to see how I can take a simple idea and make it huge. Because when you take a simple idea and you make it big and you put it on somebody, people notice, right? Even even if you don't get paid that much for it or whatever, people will notice, and then that will bring you more business. You know what I mean? Like, I've done stuff that people would think I got a ton of money for. It turns out I did it for free, but that free brought me a ton of customers. Do I recommend you do shit for free? No. No. No, I don't. Because a lot of times you get screwed over with free. Well, actually, more often than not, you get screwed over with free. So be careful with free. Free is not. Don't do stuff for free. If you're good enough, you should get paid for it. But at a certain point, I really wanted people to see what I could do. To the point where I was already making pretty good money, and I could take that hit, right? I could take that loss in order to advertise or market. Plus, majority of the things that I did for free were on people I was dating and stuff like that. So, of course, it's a different thing. You know what I mean? But still, you know what I mean? You don't really want to. You don't want to put. You don't want to put that out there. Yeah, the reason why you're like that is because you haven't trained your brain to you haven't trained yourself to use your own thoughts. Your idea is, let me find a reference and draw that. Let me find a picture and use that to help me draw whatever, like, that's because you haven't trained the creative side of your brain enough. You know, like, when you train the creative side of your brain, whenever you look at a design, you could already see how you would do it differently. You almost don't want to do it the same. Where most people will just be like, all right, well, this person wants a koi fish, or this person wants this. Let me go look at several different koi fishes and pick the one that I like the most and redraw it or trace it. Because that's tattooing. That's what you want to try to get out of. You want to get out of that mind state that I just want to go and find an image and, like, just redo it. Because if I can redo it, that means I draw like them. That is absolutely what it doesn't mean. And a lot of people believe that if I can draw what they draw, then our skills are equal. It is not. They are not. That person is doing something. That person is creating something. You are copying something. And that's the end goal, is for you to create. Because if you're the creator and you're creating, no one can compete with you in your field, because, well, you're the creator. You're creating it. And it's hard for a lot of people to understand that. You know what I mean? It's like, a lot of times people just get to a point where they're like, look, man, I don't care. I just want to make money. You know what I mean? Which is fine. But then they'll complain later that people don't want to pay more for their tattoos and stuff like that. Why would they pay more if someone is doing the same exact thing? I could charge more, right? And then a person say, I don't want to come to you. All right. Then they'll go and come back because they can't get what I do anywhere else. That is the beautiful thing, is you can't go anywhere else because no one else does what I do. So you could go get something done by somebody else, and hopefully it's to your liking. But if it's not, Now you got to come back and get a cover up, which is twice as much. And I've had people come back with messed up tattoos because they went somewhere and tried to get it cheaper and the person fucked it up. It happens all the time. You gotta get away from that. But that's what happens is a lot of people get stuck in that, especially customers. A customer isn't trying to pay a ton of money unless they know it is a great value. You have to show them that your tattoos are a great value, not by lowering the price, by showing them the quality of your work. And if you're just copying someone else's stuff, that shows the quality of your work. When you're talking to pros and pros are explaining to you what they do, the thing that a lot of people don't pay attention to when pros are talking is how everything they say sounds like second nature. And when you're watching them work, you don't pay attention to how everything they do seems like second nature. Even when they have like little skills and little subtle nuances and skills and stuff like that, you never pay attention to it. People never pay attention to the subtleties of what a person does. It's like me saying this is practice. There are some people out there that will be like, these don't look like practice. Because a lot of these people would love to be able to draw one of these body styles or poses without thinking. But I mean, hey, what's up, man? How you doing? Welcome in. Ciao, ciao. Welcome in, man. Glad you found me. I'm trying out this YouTube thing. Well, the thing is I my I want to be able to save my content for actual use, and YouTube seems like a place where people go and watch old content. Like they like watching videos and stuff like that, and algorithms and all that stuff. Where Twitch is more of a live streaming thing, right? So if I can get this running the way that I want it to run, I want to do, like I was telling everybody before, I want to do like the draw in the iinnky way thing where I just get on for like an hour, 2 hours, draw for a specific reason, and have like, episodes like, all right, I'm drawing like this body style today, or I'm working on hands today, and make it specific to that thing, talk about that thing, make that thing what the purpose is. You get 2 hours of actual focused content, where on Twitch is just, I get on and I stream and we just go for it. There is no structure to my Twitch streams because I'm just getting on and I'm streaming. That's the point. Is like, that's the structure. Is I'm on and I'm streaming. We're in the better the stream, the longer it will last. Where YouTube is more of a place where I could, all right, I'm drawing this today, and I get on and I sketch something really quick and get off. I am definitely down for I'm just gonna hop on, sketch a quick drawing that'll take me 30 minutes and get the hell off of YouTube. Because a lot of people don't want to consume 2 hours of content, right? They will if they're watching you live, but if it's like a 30-minute drawing of something someone put in Discord, it's a lot easier than trying to get someone to like sit and watch me do banter and shit like that. You know what I mean? If you put a request in the Discord, sketch request, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna draw this request today. I can draw a lot faster when I'm on stream, just drawing. When I'm just sitting there, my whole purpose is to just draw and nothing else. I can get a lot done faster. I'll get on, draw my Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, whatever the heck it is. Take me 30, 40 minutes, and then I get off. And then I can go on Twitch and be like, yeah, I drew this on YouTube, and now I'm going to just draw on a whole bunch of other things and just kind of like, zone out. If that works, it's very easy for me to get off my day job, come home, and draw something up real quick, and then go to bed, which means more content, which is good for everybody else involved. Again, it's just practice, or it's just a test, so I have no idea how this is going to go. But I want to see if the video quality is different. If I watch the video afterwards and it's in 1080p, I'm in. Because that's my big thing, is it's hard to get 1080p on Twitch. Now, I can stream at 1080p, but when for some reason, you drop a lot of frames and stuff like that, it doesn't look as crisp when you look at the videos again. It looks fuzzy. I want crisp. Not while I'm drawing. It's not that way when I'm drawing. It's only that way when I'm playing video games. But it'll also get people to follow both my YouTube and my Twitch, because I'll be doing like randomness. I could wake up in the middle of the night and be like, you know what, I'm gonna draw something really quick because I can't go to sleep, and I can bang out something really quick because I draw fast. Bang out something really quick, go back to bed on YouTube. Where Twitch, when I get on, it's more for a live streaming purpose, so I have to be on for at least 3 hours to give people an opportunity to see that I'm actually on, because people are busy and stuff like that. Where YouTube, it's like you will go to YouTube to see what content that person has uploaded. I don't know if that makes sense to you guys. Is anyone even on Kick anymore? I'm on Kick. I just haven't streamed to Kick because the thing with Kick is Kick pays you more, but Kick hasn't picked up enough to where the viewers in the art section are enough for you to make anything from it. You know what I mean? If I could get the viewers that watch me on Twitch to go watch me on Kick, I'd probably be one of the biggest art streamers because there's not that many art streamers, and there's not that it's not it the art section on Kick is like the art section anywhere else. It's art. It's hard to get people to care about art. Even though art is like the cornerstone of everything, you're trying to get someone that doesn't know about it to care about it. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, that's the whole thing with it. It's like all the fascination in the world is in the art section. And if people pay more attention to it, you'd see more cool shit. But because people don't really care about it, yeah, no one watches it. The cool thing about this is, if I ever decide to do anything with any of this stuff, there's a chronicle of it, or a catalog. I hated that when I did the book that I didn't really have structure to how the book was made. It was just me. It was literally just me drawing, and I was just kind of like, I wasn't sure about how it was going to turn out. And because I wasn't sure about how it was going to turn out, I put no effort into trying to, like, there's people that would love to be able to go back and watch some of the stuff that I did, like certain points in the book or whatever, and being able to watch me draw it live. But good luck finding it, because I was just doing random streams of whatever. And then when I finally, like, decided, oh, I'm going to make this a real thing, it was like, dude, there were times where I was just drawing randomly, and then I was just like, oh, I'm going to draw something for the book. And it's like, yo, I could have totally been like I could have totally been a little bit more organized about it. But of course, I never did a book before, so there's that. But I'm just going to do a bunch of, like, sketches for this body style or whatever. Then I'll do body style number 2, 1, 4, all of them. I'm probably going to be doing, like, practice on, like, hands, like a detailed practice on my hands, to, like, touch on things that I've worked on before, stuff like that. Yeah, you can't download your streams, and they don't stay that long. That's the other thing, is your streams disappear. They don't have a highlight system like Twitch. But that's why you have the dual streaming thing, Because if you're streaming on Kick, you should definitely be simultaneously streaming on something else. And a lot of what I'm doing right now is just like my own version of reference sketches, because I don't really draw. It might not seem like that, but I don't really draw a lot of like I don't know, I guess works of art. I do more practicing than anything. My practices resemble finished artwork, but when I actually do finished artwork and it feels like I'm doing finished artwork, you can tell the difference. But I always have these parts when I'm doing finished artwork where I get stuck and I'm like, fuck, I forgot how to draw this thing. And then I'm like, all right, well, I have my test sheets of how I draw that, and I can go look at it and stuff like that. The Well, yeah, that's the other thing too. Is like also when you're if you have a streaming program, the streaming program should have a setting to where you can automatically record the stream to your PC. They should all have that setting. I just don't, because I don't be paying attention, and I don't know. I don't be knowing how much space I got. And sometimes my streams aren't. They're just like meh, and I will forget to go back in and delete it. So I'll just have VODs that are just there that don't. They're kind of dumb. And with Twitch, I could at least go back and look at the VOD and be like, yeah, this wasn't a great VOD, or I don't think I'm going to do anything with this VOD. No one's going to watch this VOD later, or something happened in this stream that I don't want people to go back and, clip. So my VODs automatically go private, and then I open them up for the public. I started doing that because as you stream for a long time, you start realizing that you got to start protecting yourself against some of the viewers that view your shit. Like you much as you don't want to think about it, like you got to protect yourself against some of your own viewers. Some of these motherfuckers have malicious intent. When you're live streaming, it's live streaming. It's live. And heaven forbid something happens and goes astray and then you become viral for the wrong reason. Which actually, in all honesty, nowadays, going viral for the wrong reason is like the right reason. Getting canceled, a nobody getting canceled automatically makes them popular. Huh. So far, I will say I do like um, how well YouTube holds up, but YouTube is pretty good with they have better technology than a lot of streaming platforms. They just haven't wrapped their head around the full concept of live streaming yet. I don't know if they've improved their live features where they basically like people can find you other than like just telling them your channel. I think that was something that people were bitching about YouTube, was like the discoverability is a little wonky. Bup, 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 bup. I usually record it. If I just jump on, see that's what I wanted. I used to do that with my streams, but then I'm like, I hate editing, so I was like, I had a whole bunch of like stream parts, but I was like, I'm never gonna do anything with these because I don't like editing. That's why I have an editor now. That's why Soups is my editor. I can afford it at this current point in my time. So you will not only will you be getting like frequent YouTube videos of me doing quick sketches and drawings and stuff, which by the way, if you do want me to like practice drawing something or draw something or whatever, it's the same as it always been. You can put it in my sketch requests, and when I feel like I want to draw it, I'll draw it. But a lot of times it'll probably be drawn on here. Well, the other thing that I want to do is sometimes I just want to draw and then commentate over it. I've always wanted to try that, like just draw and then be like, hey, this is what I was thinking about when I was drawing these hands and blah, 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 and whatever. Eric Canetti does it with his redraw thing, which I thought is really cool, where he'll just redraw something he drew before that he didn't like and do commentary. I'm not good at rehearsed stuff. I don't do very well with rehearsal stuff, like pre-rehearsed I don't know, scripted stuff. I'm more of a natural speaker. All right. Whenever I draw full body like stuff shots like that, I really hate drawing the calves. I don't know why, but barefoot or fully naked buff dudes, like their calves just throw the whole image off. I don't fucking know why. Like they look yoked all the way till they get down to the calf area. Then it just looks like wah 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 wah. Even if you do do leg day. It always feels like more of that chicken leg look. No matter how big they are, it's just like everything falls apart toward the bottom part. Okay. It's not bad to use reference. It's better to when you're trying to learn stuff, it's better to use reference. You know what I mean? It's how you feel your memory. Because trying to draw from memory, you're going to draw stuff you already know. You can't draw. You can't. The more you add to your memory, the more you have to draw from. Like it's better when you are. It's better when you're learning or when you're trying to learn new like poses and stuff to use reference. I am revamping the way that I draw. So the poses aren't the big thing. It is the detail and the technique that I'm working on. But still, if I have to pull up a reference, I'm on it. I will never deny myself the use of a reference, but I always emphasize the fact that it has to be a reference. I mean, you have to reference. You cannot copy. You have to know the difference, and a lot of people don't. A lot of people do not know the difference between copying and referencing. And when you're learning, it's important. You know, that's the thing. Is like it's not bad to use it. Contrary to what people would like a lot of people will try to make you think. Obviously, you know it's not bad to use reference, right? But I think what a lot of people are saying is that you have to know the difference between copying and reference. They all help you learn how to draw. Just some things help you learn faster. Like tracing isn't going to help you learn as fast as copying. Copying isn't going to help you learn as fast as referencing. You know, they all will help in some way, shape, or form, but some will just help you get there faster. That's just all that is. It's like half back side pose, like this, like that. Or is it more of like a turn? Or like this is more like a well, that's just like a side pose, but is it more like this one? The key well the thing that I came up with when I started doing this pose because it was difficult is that of course you're gonna have the head. Oh crap! I didn't change my. Yeah. Let's um what you want to do is you want to of course you have your head. Let's make this bigger. You have your head. That's too big. I always start with the head. This is something that I fight with a lot. But of course, you know, you have your head shape. I always want to fight with trying to draw from different areas. But then I always draw my back muscles first, just the whole entire top. And then I make my line. That gives me like my shoulders, the chest, and the back area. Of course, you know, you have tricep muscles here. Not tricep muscles, traps. Uh, the rest of the muscles don't really matter right now. Because it's turned sideways and this is the more dominant side, this should be a full shoulder where this will just be part of a shoulder. And then of course, you know your steps to drawing your hands or arms or whatever. You should know your steps to drawing your arms. So you draw your arms in. And then once you have your arms drawn in, it'll give me enough of an idea how I want it to look to be able to draw in the rest of the back. The butt and the thighs are always separate. Even when you draw women, The hips and thighs are separate. For a man, it's the same thing, except for a man's is more squared. The thigh area and then the hip area or the crotch area is always separate. You keep them separate, it will make it easier to draw. If you try to draw them as one, you're going to end up screwing it up. That's why I always separate it. Understanding how you draw your thighs and all that stuff will make a huge difference. Because if you don't draw them right, it'll be a little off and stuff like that. But with things like that, it's more so like you have your head, and then when you draw your shoulders to represent how much of the back you want turned. So if you want it less turned, you got it like that, and you have more of this side showing. This will be the neck muscles. This will be the head right here. Then you have your shoulder. This is obviously your shoulder muscles. And then this will be the rest of your back right here. This will be the front of your body whenever you draw the arm in or whatever, however you're going to draw the arm in. You know what I mean? That if it's turned like this, you won't see very much or any of the other arm. This is down here. It's a tough thing to understand, but your back is a lot rounder than your chest. Your chest isn't round at all, isn't that round at all. Your chest is more like, they're just kind of two bumps, where your back is just a giant unit. When you draw your back, it's just this giant unit. For me, it is. That's the other thing you got to remember when you're drawing super huge guys is you're drawing the super huge guys, right? But you got to realize their back is the biggest part. The bigger you get, the bigger your back gets. Head is smaller. Same thing with this up here. There's a chest right here. But the back is the biggest part. Then you got your hips, you got your torso, and you got your thighs. Then your shoulders are very tiny and not unseen. And then arms. You know what I mean? It's all in how you break up your basic shapes. But again, once you practice it enough, it just becomes second nature. You stop thinking about it because it's just like your brain will fill in everything else because you do it so often. Which is why when I draw, I know exactly, okay, I'm going to draw a person turned this way. All right, I know exactly where I want to start the drawing from, but I always start with the head. So what happens when the thing doesn't have a head? You know what I mean? I always end up starting from the top to the bottom, but when you're drawing in perspective, you want to get used to drawing from the bottom up. Because if you're doing worm's eye view, it should be bottom up. If you're doing top side view, it should be top down. You got to have all these different things that you're trying to do. But I think that's going to be it for me today. I just wanted to try this out. Get my little stream in or whatever, and I can go check a little test and see what everything looked like and what I'm going to do from there. if it's to my liking, I'll probably be popping in throughout the week doing like really short streams where I just sketch a pose or sketch a character or whatever. You know, I'll jump on and be like, oh, I'm gonna draw whatever today, and I'll just draw the pose and draw the character really quick and get off on YouTube. But today we were practicing body style number 3. We're gonna continue this until I fill up this entire thing. We may even do some extra ones on top of that. The whole idea is so I can get enough poses to really make it useful. And then I'm going to switch to like a different body style. Once I get done with the body styles, we'll probably cover like faces, but faces more in detail, like noses, eyes. My eyes section of how I draw eyes is like pretty simple, you know, but I want to cover the entire anatomy of men and how I draw them. And then of course variations, you know, like robots, monsters, things of that such, you know. Yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to do shorts. I want to do actual shorts where I'm like, I don't want to do time lapse. Well, I do want to do time lapse, but I really haven't figured out exactly what I want to do yet. But I know when I want to draw, I just want to get on and draw and kind of shit, like put my little commentary while I'm doing it. Time lapses are slightly different, and when you do a time lapse, the time lapse has to be something that people want to watch, which means I need to go from sketch to color, which I want to do those too, but it all depends on the interaction that I have on YouTube. If I get more interaction on YouTube of people watching the videos and stuff, I'll do more creative stuff. More secret things that will only be YouTube content, stuff like that, you know, that such. But I had fun. You guys enjoy the rest of your weekend. Like I said, I'm gonna review this and see what it looks like, and then if it looks good, I'll probably be doing like a little short, like sketches before, you know, I go to bed and shit like that, you know, whatever. We'll try to figure it out. I also want to try to do a gaming stream to see what the game quality looks like, because if I can get a really nice crisp 1080p or 4K gaming stream, I might actually have to do gaming on YouTube, because I want the playthroughs to be crisp, and they're okay when you're watching them live, but when I go back and watch them, I'm like kind of fuzzy. But I think that's the encoding on Twitch. Regardless, yep, I had fun. I appreciate it, guys. Tell your friends about me. Tell people, get people to come and follow the channel. I want to eventually get to the point where I do things that actually help people draw better, especially for people that do tattoos, like Rasta. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to be able to really focus on some of the things that I actually love doing, and I don't really do enough with tattooing, and I definitely need to do more. But it's simply because I don't really have like a structure for my content or whatever. But yeah, shoot, I don't know why my camera keeps turning. I gotta make sure I lock this damn thing in place. I don't know why it turns like that. Like tape it or something, or move it to a different side of the table. And anyways, appreciate you guys coming out. This is a nice test stream. Hopefully the quality is good when I go review it. But this could be a normal thing. It could be nothing at all. But yeah, the fucking camera, like the thing with the camera is it's on the tripod or the mounting thing that it's on is really weird, and it's super expensive, but like it wiggles, and I don't understand how come it doesn't have something to lock it from wiggling, like lock it from turning. The little turning thing turns too easy. Maybe I need to put something in it to lock it from turning. I think it's the base that's turning. It might have something in it, and I just haven't looked. But I need to get it locked into place so it doesn't move. But yeah, thank you guys for coming out. I will see you guys next time. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, life is a canvas. All you need is ink. Have a good night. I'm also going to probably make a new intro or a new starting screen for my Drawing the Inky Way or my stream starting soon type thing or whatever. All right, guys.